My name is Judith Wamboe. I'm the Acting Executive Director for Kogri. Kogri is also known as Nyumbani. And our core business here actually is about the children. Children who are affected and infected by HIV and AIDS. So in Kogri we have 4 programs, which is the Nyumbani Home, the Nyumbani Children's Home. We have the Nyumbani Lab. We have an outreach program, a community outreach program, which is known as the Lea Toto program. It's based in now 5 centers within Nairobi. We also have the Nyumbani Village in Kitui, which cares for children who have been left behind by their parents and now under the care of their grandparents. So that's what we do at Nyumbani.
My name is Bernard Mwololo Kitela. I am 36 years old. I was born in Kwale County, the coastal part of Kenya, in 1987. So basically I'm 36 years old. I am a person living with HIV, and I grew up in a children's home here in Nairobi, the capital city of Kenya. The reason why I grew up in a children's home is because my parents passed on because they were HIV positive, and that time there was no medication for the ARVs were not easily available, and so yeah, that is what happened. And I was brought in the children's home by my relatives because they couldn't access medicine, the ARVs, and that children's home that I was taken to, it was providing the medicine, the ARVs, and also they couldn't afford to pay for me the school fees, the education support. So they opted to look for a children's home for me, and that is Nyumbani Children's Home. Yes, I'm a graduate, I am a father, and I am a fiancé to someone. My daughter is 7 years old, and I am a HIV activist. I talk about HIV in the social media world and also in the mainstream when I'm called for interviews like this one. And the reason why I talk about HIV online is because I want to fight stigma and discrimination. A lot of people living with HIV are being discriminated and stigmatized, and it's shocking that in 2023, in this century, people are still discriminating people living with HIV. And also I give hope to so many people who are HIV positive and they have to hide their medicine so that they can take them because they fear the stigma. And in all my social media handles, I call myself Bena Softy. So if you go to TikTok, I'm always live every day talking about HIV. And I also have a YouTube channel where I talk about HIV and other things and my stories. And I also have a Facebook page where I talk about these things. For me, living with HIV has taught me so many things. Number one, to believe in myself and believe that I have a great future. Despite me living with HIV, as many people used to see it as somebody who is HIV positive can't live, I am a testimony that anybody who is living with HIV here can finish their education and still go and work, and also they can be parents. My daughter is HIV negative. She was exposed, but through the medical care, actually she got a medical care in one of the Nyumbani's program, that is Lea Toto program, where I currently work. And it is just amazing that she's now 7 years old and living her life despite her father being HIV positive. The other thing I can tell the people who are watching this is that HIV doesn't make me not to work, you know. It's just a virus that is in our bodies, and it's manageable, you know, when you accept yourself. The first thing is all about to accept yourself and love yourself. When you accept yourself, nothing to fear. That is what I can tell people outside here. And the people who are HIV negative, there are preventive measures you can take. In the modern world, there's something called PrEP. An ARV is a pre-exposure prophylaxis, a medicine used by the HIV positive, the HIV negative people, just to protect themselves from being HIV positive. There's use of course, condom, which many people, I don't know if it's fear or what, but it's also an option. And the other way, if you ever find yourself that you have slept with somebody who is HIV positive, you need to know about PEP. And these are the things that I talk online. And also you need to understand that somebody who is HIV positive and they are taking their medicine well, they are not able to transmit the HIV to another person. It's called undetectable is equals to untransmittable. So if you are outside there, you are HIV positive, please take your medicine so that we can save our brothers and sisters who are HIV negative to just be themselves, you know. And you know it's not easy to live with HIV, but together we can help each other. The people who are HIV negative can help us, and us who are HIV positive can help them to live a healthier life. And as the world marks this World AIDS Day, I just want to send a shout out to all the people who have been able to come up with ARV drugs. You know, you have helped so many people, including myself, and all the organizations that fund HIV-related programs, especially here in Africa, that we thank you and we appreciate the work you do. I'm always available to any person living with HIV who needs to understand more about HIV, and I'm also available to any person who will want this information. In fact, I work in a program that deals with HIV positive children. I have 36 years experience, life experience of living with HIV. Yes. Okay. My parents were HIV positive. So basically I was born HIV positive. Like I was born HIV positive. I have lived with HIV for 36 years. Yes. My dad died when I was 6 years, and my mom died when I was 8 years. That is when they passed away. And when there was 8 years is when my relative, after my mother passed away, they started looking at how they can save me. And at the end of the day, they got Nyumbani Children's Home, which took care of me until I graduated from school. And one of the privileges in my life, it is living in Nyumbani Children's Home, because I think if it was not for Nyumbani, I'll not be where I am today. That is a fact that I can't take it away. And I know people living with HIV need a lot of support. But living in that home, there were medical people, there were counselors, there were nutritionists, and there were even very big doctors who could guide us and just be with us and make us understand and accept ourselves. And there was a lot of support at the home from the moms, from the uncles who work there. And it was amazing how they just supported us. And they were not HIV positive, you know, but they gave their all to support us. And yes, I grew there with my fellow brothers and sisters from the home. And I think the fact that you see me here means, and I'm being that 6 years, means that the home did its best. Yes. Because there are some who we lost, there are some who passed away, but majority of us survived that. It was like a wave. We survived that wave. So when I got out of Nyumbani Children's Home, somehow I experienced stigma from my first girlfriend. It was hard to get a girlfriend, and when I disclosed to her my HIV story and told her I'm positive, she left me, and I really loved her. That one inspired me to talk about HIV because I imagined how many people are being rejected because they are HIV positive. Number two, where I work in a community setting where people come, children come to take their medicine and go home. And sometimes they will come there with a lot of stress, saying that people are stigmatizing them. In fact, they want to hide their medicines. And when you ask them, it's all about stigma. And I said, hey, come on. Why can I not talk about the story of myself living with HIV? Yet me, I am able to speak. I am like a public figure. I am a public speaker and all that. And I just started. So basically, how I do it online, that in Facebook, I really post about HIV issues. And in TikTok, I actually go live. I go live and interact with people and educate people about HIV, everything about HIV. Any question that I have knowledge about HIV, I talk to them. So that is how I do it in TikTok lives. Yes. Most of my fans are young people from the age of 20 to 40. I don't know if somebody who is 40 years is young, but I also see people who are 50 years listening to me. And some of the questions they will ask you, we heard that if you have a certain blood group, you cannot get infected with HIV. Somebody will tell you, I heard that that a child born by HIV positive woman cannot breastfeed. You know, somebody will tell you that I got infected yesterday and I don't know how to do, or I slept with somebody who I suspect to be infected. I am afraid. And these are some of the questions they will ask, and they are very interactive, and you'll have to answer those questions with my knowledge. And of course, being a professional working in an environment that deals with HIV issues, I'm able to answer those questions. So I interact like live, and they ask me questions live and I answer at instant. Some of them who don't want to talk publicly, they will inbox me, yeah, and we talk and we share. And most of the people I have been able to help a lot of people just to accept themselves. Some are able to save them from not being infected. Basically, that's what I do. And you can follow me. I'm Bernard Softy. Yeah, Bernard Softy. So I was after the first girl who left me, I got another girl who we got a child with. You know, I was married, but that relationship never worked. So after some years, in TikTok, I got a girlfriend. I found this girl who was talking about HIV, and I saw like this one we can match, and that's how we met. She's also an HIV activist, so we met in TikTok. I joined her live, and it has been one year, 1 month, and we got engaged in. I proposed to her twice actually, just to make sure that she loved me, and she confirmed yes. And actually we are I think on second is tomorrow. We will be moving together. So next time I will not be alone in an interview. So it is an amazing journey when you love somebody who understands you. And I think anybody outside there who is HIV positive, I'll tell you, nothing stops you from dating. You don't even have to date somebody who is positive. You can date somebody actually who is HIV negative, and you stay as a discordant couple. The other partner who is HIV negative can take PrEP. PrEP is an ARV that is used by HIV negative people to protect themselves from not getting infected. My daughter, when you said, okay, if I can talk about my daughter, I really love her. We have a very deep connection with her, and she's just an amazing young girl, HIV negative. She's in grade 1, now she's going to grade 2. She's one of my priceless, my best gift from God, because, just imagining that you are positive and you are raising a negative child, it's not something to take for granted for. It's something to smile about. I'm proud of her. She's a very clever girl, very jovial girl. And yes, we cooperate with the mother because we separated. But every holiday she's here. She comes here. She knows my current fiancé. They interact very well, and yes. So we really bond, and I really love that girl. She's called Mwende. Mwende in our language means love. Yeah, she was born out of. She brightens my days, and she's an inspiration to me. That's why sometimes I have to work hard for her. Yes. The 2023 theme on World AIDS Day about let's communities lead. I support it 100% because if we engage communities, we will remove the myths that are there about HIV. Like the question that I was telling you guys, people ask me in TikTok about the blood group and all that. So if the communities lead, we will reduce stigma and discrimination, and we will also reduce the new infections that are happening right now, and it's amazing. It's amazing that the world has seen it, to say let the communities lead from the people, from the families themselves. I always wonder how many people who are outside here talk to their children about HIV in the house. How many parents can actually sit their children down and tell the children, not to scare them about HIV, but just to inform them the basic things about HIV and why they need to protect themselves and how they can prevent themselves from not getting infected. My work, okay, I work in a program called the Toto program, that is an affiliate program of Nyumbani Children's Home, and basically is that we reach out to the communities, the people who have maybe children who have parents and they are not able to be in a children's home, and just the fact that we want to reach in the communities. And I work as a data clerk. My work there is just to take data, and this data we put it in a system and put it in a computer for easy retrieval of reports. Like the program wants to know how many children are we seen this month, which kind of medicine they are taking, how many children who are exposed have been discharged because now they are confirmed HIV negative. So from Monday to Friday, that is the work I do in where I work, and it's amazing. It's amazing. And apart from that, of course, as somebody living with HIV, I'm open about my status in our program, and I'm able also to offer support to maybe the children who come there who want maybe an advice, who are giving up, the parents. I'm able also to go an extra mile to teach them about something about HIV and just giving them hope. I just want to say to the people who fund HIV programs, don't joke with HIV, because sometimes I tend to believe some of them, they just look for numbers. They are very hurry to get numbers, but I wish the people who fund HIV programs, example like PEFA, those who sit in the offices, I wish they can come to the ground and just see the tears of people living with the HIV. Not to be told, not to sit in an office and wait for numbers. Sometimes come down here in the ground and just see how many people depend on you. Then you'll never want to withdraw any funding from any organization that deals with HIV. Rather, you will support it to make good policies and to make it to make good policies. And if there's a problem, you guide them on how to correct about it. And I believe Africa is not yet independent to manage HIV issues. The only thing I'll say, let's preach a free society that doesn't discriminate and to stigmatize people. Let's preach that, because that is important. Every life matters. Even one life, losing it's sad to lose one life. In fact, because of HIV, let's support the people living with HIV to accept themselves and to take their ARVs well. Thank you.
Thank you so much.